Welcome to your May 27th, 2025 briefing on Homeland Intelligence Report. Today's topics include updates on the NOLA jailbreak, the surprising cache found at the Palm Springs bomber's home, and an American arrested in Tel Aviv after, quote, attempting to firebomb, end quote, the U.S. Embassy branch office there. To finish, we will update on the Washington shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staffers last week. In this and every episode, we strive to provide you with brief, relevant intelligence information free of conspiracy theories and unvetted analysis, which allows the mature, educated American to make good decisions regarding the state of the world and threats to the homeland. This comes curated for you by an active supervisory rank law enforcement officer with extensive experience in critical incident management, tactical operations, and public order. I am also a former infantry non-commissioned officer, decorated in combat during OIF, and former U.S. government contract staff member who specialized in intelligence and low visibility, high threat security. I have significant formal education as well as practical experience in all phases of the intelligence cycle. Through these lenses, I endeavor to read between the lines for you, the consumer, to help you form your own well-informed outlook on the world. No currently classified information will be shared on this channel ever, period. As always, we ask that if you are looking for a worthy organization to include in your charitable giving, please consider the Third Option Foundation. This organization works quietly to support the men and women of the CIA's Special Activities Division and honor the fallen operators whose names most Americans will never, and many times, can never know. You can make your tax-deductible donations and learn more at www.thirdoptionfoundation.org. As of May 26, 2025, the manhunt following the New Orleans jailbreak has led to the recapture of 8 out of 10 escapees. The latest apprehensions include Lenton Van Buren in Baton Rouge and Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald in Walker County, Texas. The 2 remaining fugitives, Derek Groves and Antoine Massey, are still at large and considered dangerous. Groves has been convicted of multiple murders, and Massey is a repeat escapee with a history of kidnapping and rape. Investigations have uncovered significant security lapses at the Orleans Justice Center, including faulty locks and inadequate surveillance. Maintenance worker Sterling Williams was arrested for allegedly assisting the escapees under duress, and several others have been charged for aiding the fugitives before and after the escape. Investigators have uncovered that Guy Edward Bartkus, the suspect in the Palm Springs fertility clinic bombing, operated a sophisticated home-based explosives laboratory. His residence in 29 Palms contained a significant cache of explosive materials, including PETN, a powerful compound commonly used in military-grade explosives, and various precursor chemicals capable of producing high-yield improvised explosive devices, IEDs. Authorities described the setup as a full-blown bomb lab, indicating a high level of planning and technical proficiency. There has to be more to his support network. While these materials can be made with precursor chemicals, and certainly there exists a treasure trove of training materials online, creating and testing explosives of this caliber is not something that goes unnoticed by others, nor something that is often done totally alone. Bartkus's online activities further revealed his expertise in explosives. He reportedly posted videos demonstrating explosive tests, showcasing his ability to create and detonate homemade devices. These videos, shared under pseudonymous accounts, have since been removed but are under review by law enforcement agencies. The FBI continues to investigate the extent of his operations and any potential connections to extremist groups or ideologies. In a separate incident, Joseph Neumeier, a 28-year-old dual U.S.-German citizen from Colorado, has been charged with attempting to firebomb the U.S. Embassy branch office in Tel Aviv, Israel. On May 19th, Neumeier approached the embassy with a backpack containing Molotov cocktails, spat on a security guard, and fled the scene, leaving the explosives behind. He was later apprehended at a nearby hotel. Prior to the incident, Neumeier had posted threats on social media against Americans and former President Donald Trump. Deported by Israeli authorities, he was arrested upon arrival at JFK Airport in New York and now faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted. First, he's lucky Israel didn't keep him. He wouldn't have been as fortunate as he will be in the United States as far as prison treatment or his ability to be paroled at some point in the future. Also, if your attempted terrorist attack consists of spitting on a security guard and fleeing, leaving your devices behind, maybe terrorism isn't for you. As of May 26, 2025, the investigation into the fatal shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staff members in Washington, D.C., continues to unfold. The victims, Yaron Lashinsky, 30, and Sarah Milgram, 26, were a couple employed at the Israeli embassy and were fatally shot outside the Capitol Jewish Museum on May 21st while leaving a diplomatic event. The suspect, Elias Rodriguez, a 31-year-old from Chicago, was apprehended at the scene. Authorities report that Rodriguez shouted "Free Palestine" during his arrest and later stated to police, "I did it for Palestine, I did it for Gaza." He has been charged with multiple offenses, including first-degree murder and murder of foreign officials, and faces the possibility of the death penalty. Investigators are examining Rodriguez's background, noting his previous employment at a healthcare nonprofit and involvement in political activism. A manifesto attributed to him, titled "Escalate for Gaza, Bring the War Home," was posted online shortly before the attack, indicating a potential motive linked to the Israel-Gaza conflict. The FBI and D.C. Metropolitan Police are treating the incident as a hate crime and an act of terrorism. In response to the attack, security measures have been heightened at Jewish institutions throughout the city. A preliminary court hearing for Rodriguez is scheduled for June 18th. Bring the war home and to the United States? How much clearer of a threat is there? Escalate for Gaza. Clearly, there are more like him out there, this we know. Jewish or Israel-affiliated facilities should all be hiring security, visibly armed security at that. Recently, I was in Los Angeles and went through a heavily Jewish area. First, it was clean and clear of any graffiti, ragged buildings, or homeless loitering. Second, every Hebrew school I went by had a man in a plate carrier openly carrying a firearm seated directly outside the front door on the sidewalk. Little was left to chance. These guys weren't scrolling on their phones either. They were pretty obviously paying attention to vehicles passing by, people on the street, and appeared to be communicating with each other up and down the street as well. The Jewish community is no stranger to threats to its existence by any means. They understand security is sometimes uncomfortable or in your face. They also understand the price of being lax or thinking it won't happen here or it won't happen again. I assess that public place attacks will only increase in tempo and violence as the summer progresses. 1, there are simply more targets. Outdoor concerts, sporting events, fairs, marathons, and parades increase in the summertime. People congregate in more easily accessible places. Cities of all sizes should be using perimeter vehicle barricades at all events of any scale. Visible law enforcement is a must, not just uniformed cops, but groups of officers ready to repel a threat, in plate carriers, helmets, and carrying long guns. This doesn't mean they can't smile and wave to people. I've often said simply, unbuckling your chin strap makes you appear significantly more approachable to the average citizen, yet your readiness isn't decreased at all. SWAT or tactical teams, along with public order units, should be deployed at scale for these events, preemptively for the summer. Thank you again for listening. If you feel like you've gotten value from this information, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Look for us on Spotify and YouTube. As always, be well and be well informed. Thank you for your time.